me make sure the Wi-Fi's on. Yeah. The Wi-Fi is on. What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And it's Friday night, and I got some things I need to talk about. But I can't get into it unless y'all let me know that you are on the show. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. Make sure this thing has started, because over here where I'm looking, it looks like nothing started yet. Oh, wait a minute. There's some ads, but I don't see anybody in the chat. So where you at? Let me know you're in the chat, okay? All right, I'm seeing ads. It might just be YouTube warming up. You know how they take the good. There you go. All right. Ryan's in the chat. All right. Okay. Yeah. Ruh-roh. We might need a safety word. You right about that? You are right about that. You know what? All my years of doing Kevin's Corner, it never was personal with the Democrats. But I tell you now, what I'm about to do to these Democrats, I'm going to enjoy ripping them to every shred that I can. You understand that? I'm going Thanos on them. I'm going to enjoy. Yeah, it's personal. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about some of these things. And before I do that, though, I want to get loose. Pittsburgh Steelers are playing tonight. And, you know, I mean, I'm a Steelers fan. Y'all all know that. So I'm going to try to get out of here in some decent time so I can at least see how the new young boys are looking for this season. Somebody said they got a notification. Great. All right. Yeah, man. And Don's in the house. So let's go ahead and get started, okay? So we can get out of here in a decent time, okay? Oh, boy. Let me get loose, because I am inevitable. Supposed to get Easy G's in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yeah, man. So before we get into the night show, first thing I want to do is welcome everybody on this Friday night. You could have been doing anything, but you decided to kick it with Kev and Kevin's Corner on this Friday night. Secondly, I want you all to know that if you text MAGA to that number on the screen, 330-974-4607, then this way I can be able to stay connected with you, just in case they out me here. And thirdly, I got a corner store. If you want to go and check out some merch, you're welcome to do that. The links are below the videos. And you can also support the channel directly by clicking on my PayPal or my Cash App. And last night, some people asked for my email, because I got caught slipping a couple times on the email. And I did see some people who emailed me and I responded. So, and those that have given, those that support the channel, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you. Now, guys, y'all saw the thumbnail. And yeah, matter of fact, one of the people who reached out to me sent me this video. And the funny part is they didn't know I had already stumbled across the video just today. And I planned on talking about it, and yet, you know, they sent the clip in the email, and I was like, wow, you must have been in my dome. Because I sure enough was about to talk about this tonight, because that's how outrageous it is, and it burns me up. But before we do that, we need to talk about somebody that is too fake to debate. Oh, yeah. And I'm talking about Chameleon Kamala.
President Trump had a press conference today. He talked about a lot of things. What if you have access to what's on that?
Now look at that, yo. They done caught the groundhog. They done caught that leprechaun. Yeah, they done caught that genie who's been hiding out. So they finally caught up with her. And really, she didn't want to talk, but she's been getting bombarded by everybody who's saying, why ain't she talking? Where's she at? Why is she hiding? Come on, Chameleon. Huh? Why don't you come out and play? Clink, clink, clink. Clink, Chameleon, come out and play. So she finally came out and gave about maybe a minute and a half of responding to stuff. Look at that face. See, that's the face of evil. Yeah, that's the wicked witch face. So let's go ahead and hear what she had to say.
Well, I'm glad that he's finally agreed to a debate on September 10th. I'm looking forward to it, and hope he shows up.
Now, first of all, you know he's going to show up. But secondly, you don't even deserve a debate. You shouldn't be walking around talking about something. When is he going to debate me? He's scared. I'm ready anytime. You don't deserve a debate because you're not a legitimate candidate. You didn't win nothing. You didn't get no votes. You should be happy if he chooses to debate you. Yeah, the agreement wasn't with you in the first place. But since you wanted to step out initially and talk reckless, then Trump counters it and says, let's do it. 3 debates. And I'll do 2 on your turf and you do 1 on mine. You think she's going to do that one? So now they're going to ask her some more questions.
Are you open to more debates?
I'm happy to have that conversation about an additional.
Whenever they say that, I'm happy to have that conversation. See, that means no. Whenever raggedy, stinking politicians like this want to get out of some type of trouble or give you a half answer, it's just a conversation. I mean, I think that should be a conversation. That means no. Okay, yeah, I'm happy to have that conversation, which will probably end up being no, because I really don't want to do the first one.
Debate or after September 10th, for sure.
He proposed 2 more debates.
Like I said, happy to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Why do you think he pulled out of the debate with you? Why do you think
I am beyond trying to speculate about how he thinks. But
Trump never pulled out the debate. Okay, there never was a legitimate debate between these two in the first place, so I don't know what they're talking about. All right, how about y'all get your house together first? How about y'all go ahead and solidify this raggedy candidate right here from the coup, this the coup candidate. Why don't y'all solidify her during your little conference and whatever that is? And then maybe he should go ahead and say, let's go ahead and debate. But he beat her to the punch, to drag her out, to force her to come out of that nasty swamp and say, all right, first of all, I can't take questions, but not many, just a few. And secondly, I do want to debate him at some point, maybe, perhaps, just once though. I don't want too much trouble.
Can you comment on some of his other criticisms? He made a whole litany of them today. Some of them are about your.
I was too busy talking to voters. I didn't hear him.
Some of the
I was talking to voters. We're going to see how she talks to voters in a second, y'all, because she's too fake to debate.
criticism has been about your vice presidential pick and his leaving the National Guard at 24 years.
Oh, yeah. How did that slide past you, Chameleon? Huh? That's my question. Y'all didn't vet this dude and say, all right, now, is there anything in your past that could come back and bite you on the butt? Everybody got a tick on them somewhere. Yeah, that's why I don't even want to play in politics. People are like, hey, why don't you run for something? I'm like, see, they fight too dirty. I like to just meet you on the battleground, knuckle to knuckle. But see, they like to play games and go into your past and all that stuff. I want to know about your policies. Let's stick to the policies. We can go toe to toe. But, of course, politics is a dirty game. Now, if you know it's dirty, then why didn't you ask this dude about that? Nobody vetted him? Okay, so he got away with that, and now you got a problem on your hands. Let's see how she responds.
And said that he deserted his own troops or his own colleagues. What's your take on that?
Listen, I praise anyone who has presented themselves to serve our country.
That's it?
And I think that we all should.
Y'all hear that non-answer? I praise anybody who chose to serve their own country, and I think we all should. Next question. That's not an answer. That's not telling us how you feel. That's not addressing what this man has been accused of. I want to see him come out without getting mad and angry and trying to flip it on J.D. Vance or other people for recognizing his stolen valor. That's what I want to see. So now they all have some interesting issues to address when they do decide to speak, but they would prefer to let the media do their talking for them. They would prefer to drag this all the way up to the election, and nobody really knows what they are because they're chameleon. They're chameleon. So now, let's see how she dismounts.
Vice President, there's been a lot of questions about when you're going to sit down for your first interview since being the nominee.
What's that?
I've talked to my team. I want us to get an interview scheduled before the end of the month.
Now, for the end of the month. Now, here's the crazy part. It's like, what, the 9th? What do you mean, before the end of the month? And then secondly, you should be interacting with the media constantly. You should be doing interviews like Trump does. Every time he gets off the plane or something, he sees the media, he'll walk up to him and take random questions. But she don't want to do that because every time she opened her mouth, people realize she's fake. Like this.
Thank you.
Would you make
Let's just see how fake she
Good to be
is.
back in Michigan.
It's good to be back in Michigan. Wait a minute. On this side of the screen, she's in Wisconsin. And over here, she's in Michigan, and she's dressed in white in both. Surely, she's not that scripted to where we could line these two up and she will repeat the exact same lines They ain't changing nothing in the teleprompter. Nothing. They didn't even change the outfit. Are you kidding me? That's why I say she's too fake to debate. They got to keep her on script.
Let me tell you, I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state.
What?
Listen, I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state.
No, wait a minute. It can't run through both states, could it? Boy, sounds like she's just pandering to both of those states. Sound like all she did is swapped out the name of the state. Sound like she's not original. Sounds like she's sticking to a script. She's fake. Let's continue.
I took on perpetrators of all kinds. I took on perpetrators of all kinds.
Wow.
And had a summer job at McDonald's.
Let me guess.
A summer job at McDonald's. So hear me when I say. So hear me, Detroit, when I say. I know Donald Trump's type.
Let me guess. I know Donald Trump's
I know Donald Trump's type. And are we ready to fight for it? And are we ready to fight for it?
Now, how can anybody vote for this fake behind chick? This is unbelievable. She went straight down the script in 2 different states and tried to make them both feel like they're the most important state. Yeah, she's a true raggedy, stinking politician. You know what? I like all the Jews. Yes, I love them. I love them. But I also love all the Muslims. The matter of fact, whatever group I need to love, I love. You know what? There's the gay people. I love all them. And the straight people, I don't know. But anyway, I guess I love them if they'll vote for me. That's the only way I love them. See, so now here she is, straight up pandering to both of those states. But you would think they would just switch it up a little bit. But when you leave these type of clips on the internet, it reveals just how fake she is. She's just changed up a little tone when she said it or something like that. But look at this last part.
And when we fight, we win.
Best rap.
Sound like she got a twin. Look at that. Sound like her and her twin. We are twins. Up here talking about when we fight, we win. Same expression, same dialect, same tone, same key. She's fake. And I guarantee you, every state she go to, she's going to run it down just like that. Why would anybody feel like she's genuine? She says the same phrases constantly. She has nothing new, and she sticks to the script. For example, look how she gets caught off guard right here, trying to pander, trying to pretend to be down with the brothers, the jungle. De La Soul, from the soul, black medallion, no gold. Hanging out with Poss, hanging out with Mace, buddy, all in my face. So now let's see how she responds back in the day when she was asked about her favorite rapper, because she only knows one.
We're alive.
Tupac.
What? Wait a minute, what did you just say?
For it. And when we fight, we win.
Like a
Best
choir.
rapper alive.
Tupac.
You say he lives on.
And I don't lie. I know. I keep doing
Yeah, you keep doing that because you don't know any other rappers. You grew up in Canada. Mom was Indian. Dad was Jamaican and mixed with something. And now, here you are just trying to relate to the sisters and the brothers. And the only rap name you could come up with, just like you came up with those names that everybody knows of when you was on Charlemagne's show. Hey, you ever smoke weed? You ever listen to music? Yeah, you know me, Charlemagne. Ooh, you know me. I be going deep into it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like who you talking about? I used to listen to Tupac and come on, Chameleon. I only know a couple names in their commercial. I don't really know them. I don't listen to it, but that's Snoop Dogg. There you go. Those two. They hadn't even come out when she claimed she was smoking weed in college, listening to those guys. So you can tell she only has a small, category of references to make her feel like she can connect to the minority or the black community. Like greens. Hey, I guess she just assumed if I could tell folks I could cook greens in the bathtub, all black people can relate to that. So I'm gonna come up with this story about me cooking greens in the bathtub. And now here she is. One rapper she knows, she throws it out, Tupac, and he's dead. But watch this when she's asked to pick another one. She gets exposed for being fake.
You say, listen, West Coast girls think Tupac lives on. I'm with you. So Tupac, keep going.
keep doing that. Who would I say? I mean, there's so many. I mean, you know.
Oh, if there's so many, you should be able to rip off one. Method Man, Busta Rhymes, Tribe Called Quest, Eric B. and Rakim, Public Enemy. Let me see who else. Sugar Hill Gang, Beastie Boys. Now, here's a little story I got to tell about three bad brothers you know so well. It started way back in history with that Rod MCA and me, Mike D. It had a little, what's his name, Paul Revere, Ice-T, Ice Cube. I mean, we could just go on and on and on. DMX, oh yeah, man, y'all gonna get me started up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me act a fool up in here. Method Man, love Method Man, Red Man, and the list goes on and on and on. I wish you would have asked me that question. Nobody could have said Kev is fake. He's just trying to pander, because I know a whole heap of rappers. But this chick, there's a lot of them. Man, so many of them that I can't even think of one. Let's see if she comes up with one.
There are some that I would not mention right now because they should stay.
Because I don't know them. There you go. There's some that I wouldn't mention right now because I don't know. I don't know. There you go. That's what she should be saying. But she's fake. So what is she going to do? She's just going to tell this chick to move on. You see that you got me out here looking stupid. You know I don't know no rappers. I only do one. Now I'm done. One and done.
In their lane. But
what does that even
others
mean?
I
know what that means. I want to know who one of those are.
Keep moving.
There you go.
Keep moving, Angela.
All right. That was not supposed to be a stumper either.
It wasn't supposed to be a stumper, but when you're fake and you're a chameleon, everything stumps you because, see, you're trying to adapt and adjust to so many things that you're not really familiar with. Coming out with that crap. Tupac, oh, what is he? He's dead? Okay. Woo, there's so many of them, man. I can't even think of. Ooh, you know what? No, I better not say him. Yeah. Ooh, nah. Ooh, yeah. Oh, no. Forget. You know what? Let's just move on. Because I have no idea of any rappers right now. Because I'm a chameleon. Look at this. Yeah. And now, here's the crazy part about it. Black people, the title, aren't as dumb as Dems think. Let's see how some black people are feeling about this new queen that the left has anointed right here. I don't think that some of the black folks out there are falling for it. Let's check it. Check it out. Check in with them.
She's using her color. I thought that Martin Luther King said the color wasn't the issue. I thought it was the content of our character that we were supposed to be recognized for. But she's going to keep running on that color. She's going to have a misconception about how black people really roll.
Whoa. So you telling me all the brothers are not falling for, I'm a woman of color and I'm going to be black for now? And then, so you got to vote for me. I have no policies. My record sucks. I've identified as Indian in the past. I'm extremely liberal, and I didn't earn one vote. But because I'm a woman of color, y'all got to vote for me. Now, understand, we didn't bring this up. We're not the ones that are talking about her race. We're not the ones using race to get elected or to manipulate a whole group of people into voting for you or to try to guilt them. We're not the ones that's doing that. They're the ones decided to make race a big issue. When she first was appointed, I heard all kind of race-baiting commentators touting the fact that she's the first black, first black, first woman, black. I heard a whole bunch of that. She's black, heard a bunch of that. So now we have to find out if being black or being a woman of color makes a difference to the black people.
If you bring somebody into office that looks like you, but then continues to detriment your community, what was that for? But if you choose somebody who can raise your community, you chose the right one.
You hear that, brother? That young boy, he's educated. So you got to get him while they're young. You got to get him while you're using. But when you bring somebody into your neighborhood, that I love him. So what you got to say, young boy? Look at these three brothers.
So
Who do you choose?
personally, I choose Trump.
I'm looking for who I think is more qualified to run the country. That's all I'm looking at.
What? You're not looking at a female? You ain't looking at the fact that she's a woman of color? You ain't looking at that? What? That's crazy. So you're an educated voter. You are a common sense voter. That's what you're telling me?
Black Latinos are starting to be a little bit more critical. They're fed up of their hard-earned money going to illegal, undocumented people.
Kamala Harris did not do a good job on the border because, from what I know, a lot of people were coming from the other side and doing a lot of bad things to what we call home.
I think.
What? So wait a minute. All these Latino people and black folks aren't lining up to vote for her because she's a woman of color? No? So I'm assuming they're probably going to suggest that these are all low IQ voters, even though they're bringing up very good points. They don't sound too low IQ. When you go and you start asking Chameleon Harris voters, they usually say, because I'm protecting women's rights that aren't being rolled back or anything. We just think they are because they keep telling us that. And I don't quite know what she's done, but she says she's going to be fighting for justice. And that's what it is. And Donald Trump's a racist. There you go. These people are talking about serious stuff. So the voodoo ain't working on them? You got to be kidding me. What this guy right there? Look, I think he's Indian. Let's see what he got to say.
She's not a good candidate for president because she's with Joe Biden for the past 2 years.
No, wait a minute. If he is Indian, isn't that one of your sisters? Shouldn't you support her just because she's Indian too? But maybe that stuff ain't working no more. Maybe the identity politics, the race baiting, and all of that crap is played out.
I wreck up in New York,
Colors don't matter, man.
Right, they don't.
Ask God, man.
That's true. So what do you think about a candidate that uses their race as a selling point? Do you think
That's some weird.
That's some weird. Now, y'all want to talk about weird? Yeah, that's weird. All right, I have no policies. I have no accomplishments. But hey, look at me. Look at this brown skin. There you go. You like that? You like brown skin? There you go. You like women? You're okay with? Okay, good. There you go. That's all I got to sell. I'm a woman of color. There you go. Now, that crap don't fly in any other category. You try to sell somebody anything and you leave out the most important stuff, the stuff of value and substance, people will be like, man, if you don't get out of here, you take somebody to show them a house and won't take them in. All right, look at the outside of that house. You like the paneling? You like that? Look at the landscaping. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, that's great. Let's go ahead on in. Go ahead, now wait. We don't want to go too far, okay? There's no need to go inside the house. You can tell the house is beautiful from the outside, can't you? Jeez, I mean, you're going a little too far, buddy. Now look, don't I look honest? Let's go ahead and sign the paperwork. You're going, no. I want to see the substance. Let's check those water pipes. Make sure they're not burst. Yeah, let me go ahead and check that heater and the air condition. Make sure they can go out the day I close on the house. We don't want no surprises. Let me get up on that roof and start jumping on top of it. Might slide down the chimney like Santa Claus just to see. Dang on it. But they don't want that. That's why they're hiding Chameleon. They want you to just see the outside of the house. But I want to go in. And these people do too.
You lost. You lost already. 2024. If you racist today, you lost. Nobody going against Trump.
It's not about race. It's about what they provide for the society. Is what they could do for the community with her.
Wow. Maybe they should send these clips to the DNC. Because, see, this is all they have. And we're about to see one of the worst examples of what the DNC came up with. It's awful. If you haven't seen it, brace yourself, okay? Because this is their style. These are their tactics. This is their strategy. So maybe they need to go ahead and change that mess up because people ain't falling for it no more.
They're putting a lot of black Americans in jail for the marijuana.
Ooh.
They're not really going for her.
We all.
Wow. Hey, I heard somebody on the internets today said that maybe Trump should just bring a whole bunch of brothers from Cali that got locked up to the debate. Have them all sitting in the front row with their arms folded like this. Giving her my Uncle Ron look. So you say, you're going to be tough on crime, huh? A little too tough on us. Maybe they should bring a whole bunch of those brothers. Have her up there sweating under the collar like Rodney Dangerfield. Oh, yeah. Ooh, tough crowd, yeah. I didn't get no respect. I want her up there like Rodney the Dangerfield. Oh, yeah. The other day I came into a debate. Yeah, right. I want her up there like him. Nervous. Yeah, all up under the collar.
Also got people's thoughts on Trump's recent comments on Harris's ethnicity.
Remember, you wanted this.
She was.
They did want this. Yeah, see, remember, You wanted this. You brought Trump on this show and tried to race bait, and this is what you got.
Only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
Yeah, she was him doing a suit of purpose, you know, and now that she's running, the black vote suits her purpose. So
wait a minute. So you're not mad? You're not mad because Trump said that? What? Oh boy. I know they were like, oh crap, that didn't go the way we wanted it to go. Don't worry, the black people will come in and be infuriated. They'll go ahead and defend her and say, I can't believe that white nationalist Trump said that about her. How can he question her blackness? And yet you see these black folks going, yeah, I mean, I don't think she's black either. That backfired. Let's see some more of them. I'm sure they'll change their tune.
like Trump said, you know, now she's black.
Donald Trump is absolutely right. Her mother's Indian, her father's Irish Hindu, and she's always presented herself as Indian.
What do you think about Trump saying Kamala Harris is black? I thought she was Indian. She was saying she was Indian.
That's my response. Trump is an open book, yo.
He's great.
Facts.
That's just Trump being Trump. I don't believe he's racist. I don't even think he has a racist bone in his body.
Trump said that Kamala Harris always portrayed herself to be Indian, and now all of a sudden she's saying she's black.
Right? Nah, she's really Indian. She just want our support. She trying to snatch our support away from Trump. But that
What? Do you see them seeing through this mojo? You see them seeing through all of that black magic and that voodoo that the Democrats be using? You see them breaking these spells that they put on black folks all these years? You put a spell on us. Yeah. But this brother straight called it out. Like, nah, man, she Indian, man. She just trying to go ahead and get our votes like the Democrats do. There you go. Everything's about getting the votes in. That's why you got to learn at least one rapper's name. You know what I'm saying? Tupac. But she was out of ammo right after that. Right after that, she ran out of ammo. She click, had to throw the gun. That was her last resort. Click, take off running. She's out of ammo. So, yeah, she come in and she try to pander to the brothers and try to ride in on her color and her gender and throw that around and hope that sells her. And these folks up here say, nah, man, we see through it. You're pandering to us. Just like when you come and talk to black folks and you be like, yeah, girl, I'm in these streets. You know me, girl. Yeah, I mean, man, they be tripping out there for real. They ain't like you and us. But, yeah, let's see.
That's not how that's going down.
Last week, before Trump appeared at the...
Wait a minute, here's a white liberal man. I think he's talking about black men who have a different view of Chameleon Harris and questions her blackness. Why is this white liberal man? You're not allowed to question black people as a white liberal. You're supposed to be subservient. There you go. Oh, I'm sorry. Unless they don't meet your standards and unless they're not brainwashed and controlled by liberalism. Yeah, when they step out of line, then that gives white liberals the green light to go ahead and put them back in line and check them. Yeah, question their blackness. I can't believe you. You're a sellout to your people. Oh, boy, I tell you. These black people, I'm telling you, these black people really need to get in line. They're selling their own people out. Let's get out of here, honey.
NABJ, Joel D., a Harrisburg, Pennsylvania CBS network anchor, went to a central Pennsylvania barbershop seeking some candid conversation. What? Among the revelations, that some of the black men that he interviewed did not regard Harris as black.
What?
Is Kamala going to make you a little more likely or less likely to vote Democrat?
Well, first, Greg, hold on, Greg. Is Kamala black? Yes or no?
Oh, you see that? Oh, these brothers came out with it. He didn't even have to ask. Now, see, once again, trying to get these folks to go ahead and commit because she's a woman of color.
Vote Democrat.
Wait. Let me go back and see what he said.
Is Kamala going to make you a little more likely or less likely to vote Democrat?
First, Greg, hold on, Greg. Is Kamala black? Yes or no?
Ooh, boy, oh, man, that's not a good look. Not a good look. So now the white liberal man got to come out and check these black men. Because surely they ain't allowed to question Kamala's race.
I'm going to allow her to speak on that. But to me, no.
Oh.
Is Kamala black? Yes or no?
I share that same view.
Wow. Is Kamala black? Yes or no?
I heard she's half black and half Asian.
When I played that audio on my SiriusXM radio program on Thursday, many callers who self-identified as African American were quick to tell me that those men were the exception, not...
Now, who the heck, first of all, who the heck's calling into your radio show? Secondly, how we know they were black? You said self-identified. They could have been white liberals. Bro, what's happening? Hey, I was listening to those homies were saying things about Kamala Harris, and she's black. She's black. Rachel Madcow disguising her voice. But nonetheless, this guy is claiming that liberal folks that call into his radio show that self-identify. Now, he ain't saying how many. You know what I'm saying? He's not, qualifying it. We don't even know if this is true. He could be making this mess all the way up. But look what he says they said about these black men.
Not the rule. Some describe them as low information voters, no different than you'd find among whites.
There you go. Now, he had to slide that in to make sure he didn't come across as racist. Yeah, the racist liberal man trying to go ahead and label them. Now, understand, guys, there's no evidence that these people said they were low information voters. I want to hear the audio where folks were actually saying they're low information voters. I'm pretty sure he just inserted that part right there just to let everybody know. Don't trust these guys because they're not smart. They're not smart. They're low. Now, the crazy part, if you watch the whole clip, those men knew a whole bunch about a whole bunch. They were not low information voters. They were asking key questions. They knew details. They were just destroying that guy who was really wanting them to go ahead and help boost Kamala and all of that stuff. They were destroying him. But yet this guy wants to call them low information voters. Because anytime black people don't agree with liberals and Democrats, then gotta be something wrong with them. They must be broken. They're broken. Can we send those back? They're not black. Send them back. They're not black. That's what this guy's doing. And the funny part is a white liberal man comes out and he throws this out there to discredit these black folks in their view of Kamala Harris. It's crazy how these folks work and operate because they think we're stupid. That's what they do. They think we're stupid. So the ad that attacks blacks' intelligence, this ad coming up is the worst. But first, let's see how these brothers, these independent low IQ voters, view Trump. How they see what's really going on with Trump. I'm sure they see him as a white nationalist, racist, Ku Klux Klan member. I'm sure they see him as all of that, right?
Is Donald Trump a racist?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Until I see something for myself that would paint in my mind or give me the information, the evidence, hey, he's racist, I would say yes. But currently, that man hasn't done anything or said anything that made me look at him and go, oh, he's a racist.
Face! Right in his face. Face! So now, why is it that when liberal networks send commentators out to talk to black people, the question always revolves around race? Because that's a part of their agenda, their strategy. Divide by using identity politics and Marxist conflict theory. They don't go out there and say, is President Biden a racist? They don't go out there and say that. They don't say, do you think the Democrat Party used racism too much? Do you think they use that just to get you guys to vote? Do you think they do that? They never ask those questions. They don't ask about Nancy Pelosi. Do you think she's a racist when she told that black reporter, listen, you know what? Are you understanding my words? I said I won't talk. Yeah, let a Republican address a black woman like that. Oh, yeah, they only address her like that because she's black and she's a woman. So they never ask, any Democrats that's questioned. They never talk about that when it comes down to the Democrats. They never say, do you think these people are racist? And frankly, I think many of them are. But let's see these black guys, because he's not getting what he needs out of them. Yeah, he was hoping they'd come out like, shoot, yeah. They racist. He's a racist.
If you ask social media, is he a racist? Is it a little more clean?
Oh, yeah, it's clean cut.
Yeah, he's going to keep asking. Yeah, if you ask social media if he's racist, it's a little more clear. Of course, because social media is where all of the dodo birds hang out, all of the airheads, and all of the propaganda is pushed on social media. So let's go ahead then and see what the rest of these brothers got to say about Trump.
What's happening over there?
It has been painted in the media for him, like, because like they take sound bites of him, they take his speeches and they can turn them into like him targeting one specific type of race.
And we're about to see a perfect example of this. In fact, what this man is doing, this asking this question, is exactly what this black guy's talking about. The media, they do this. They bring up issues of race for no reason. No reason. They are adamant to make Trump be a racist. And we're about to find out he's the opposite of that. And it burns me up. I'm saying, so y'all just gonna make him a racist, right? Y'all just going to hack up everything he says. You're going to try to dig through his past and turn some things into something that people would, well, that did sound kind of racist. You're gonna hack it up. You're going to manipulate it and overlook tons of stuff that you could have asked about Joe Biden and him being a potential racist, starting with Chameleon Harris. You should have asked her that question. You should have went straight up to the chameleon soon as she said, "We did it, y'all. We did it." You should have went, "Yeah, y'all sure did." And you did it with that so-called white nationalist. Isn't he a segregationist? Remember, he wouldn't let you ride the bus? Do you still think that? Do you think that Joe Biden is a racist? They should have started with her butt, asking her that question. But for some reason, every time they show up around black people, the question is, do you think Donald Trump's a racist? Hoping that they're brainwashed and they'll be like, shoot, yeah. Did you hear what he did with Charlottesville? Did you hear what he did with the Central Park? Yeah, hoping he'll say that.
Sense like that. But like him, like, unless there's a defining image of him being racist, that interests me.
Do these guys sound like they're low IQ voters? I mean, they're not regurgitating what low IQ voters normally regurgitate. I know a low IQ voter when I hear one, because what they end up doing is saying everything that the fake news have said about Donald Trump instead of what they actually know about Donald Trump. So these folks are not low IQ. They always try to make black Trump supporters, and I'm going heavy on the black tonight. I'm just letting y'all know. We using, because this ad is so divisive that I'm showing a counter to the ad that you're about to see. But they always like to focus on black folks that don't line up and say they're the dumb ones. Y'all dumb for supporting Trump, man. And I'm going, are you kidding me? You got to be smart to support Trump. You got to know what you're talking about when you step out and say, you know what? I don't think Trump is a racist. I can't believe you said that. Are you serious? I've had black people do that to me because I always ask them, well, what makes you say that? And it's hilarious. They go right down their talking points that was given to them by the news. Well, what about Charlottesville? You do know that's edited and he didn't say that. Well, what about when he came down the escalator and said that? And I go straight through and debunk all of them. And then they just go, wow, I ain't even know that. Well, you know what? Instead of just tapping out after the first 5 or 6 things they say, and I show them it's a lie, they can't comprehend. They can't conceive that, wow, I'm this deep in. I threw out 5 examples. He just destroyed all 5. Maybe I've been duped. But no, many of them keep looking for another one, thinking that the next one is going to be, the big one. Like, that one's true. It's crazy when you're suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. I'll be sitting there like, dude, you do realize if they lied to you about 5 major things that you've been walking around swearing up and down is true, but you just going to keep on going. I thought, what? Okay, what? All right, what about when he said, and I'm going, jeez, oh man, you want to be dumb. You want to be dumb. All right, so let's hear what the other brothers got to say. I'm sure we're going to find one of them.
I'm going to be brutally honest. I work for this man. I work for the Trump Party.
Oh, we got a first-hand example. Now, I'm sure this guy's going to be like, man, Trump, man, when I worked for him, man, this dude had me in shackles, had me down in the basement, man, had this dude with a black mask on whipping me like, come on, boy, you better hurry up and grab pick up those bricks, boy. I'm sure that's what he's going to say. Come down here, man, feed me slop. Nothing but just some slop, put a little cornbread and some water on the plate, tell me, go ahead, eat that boy and get back to work. I'm sure that's what he's gonna say, right?
Condominium, I did private security for him. And if you actually work for this man, you will see he has one of the most diverse companies you can work for.
Cut the press! Stop the press! Get that, but edit that out. Edit that. Now, what's crazy is when you get examples like this, why don't they parade this stuff? Why don't they come out there and say, now look, we've been hearing a lot about Donald Trump being a racist, but there are a lot of black people who have personal examples of Donald Trump doing the opposite of what a racist would do. They make sure you got to go dig for this stuff. The folks that are victims of their brainwashing, they're never going to see stuff like this pop up in their feed. No. Yeah, this only pops up amongst us. That's why we got to get the word out. That's why we got to show examples. That's why we got to combat the machine that is doing everything they can to divide us through racism. They never introduce anything that would make someone say, that's not a characteristic of a racist. That's not something a racist would do. But yet they've been telling us that this guy's, why would a racist go ahead and pay for Jennifer Hudson to stay in his own hotel after her family members were killed? I don't understand. That's blowing my mind, because that's conflicting with all of the narratives they're saying. So when I was watching Trump leading up to his first presidency, all back to back, racist, and we were finding all these examples of him not being a racist. There were so many things he did once he got elected that would prove that he wasn't a racist, but they never showed those clips on CNN. Now you, if you're smart and got common sense, you would start to realize they're selectively editing or excluding any information that would make you say, okay, maybe this guy isn't a racist, because their goal and objective is to paint him as a racist. So forget the fact that they invited Kev from Kevin's Corner along with a whole bunch of other black people to the White House, and I didn't get whipped. They didn't set me up and throw me on a boat and cart me back off to Africa somewhere. They didn't do that. They fed us. Trump hung out in the crowd, signed autographs, and black folks that were released from prison because of Joe Biden's, crime bill and stuff. Yeah, those black folks was up there hugging on Trump, crying and saying, man, thank you so much, man. I love you. And the cameras were rolling, y'all. And I'm looking back at all these cameras. I'm going, this is going to be great. I'm sure when I get back to the hotel, this is going to show on all the fake news. And people are going to be like, so maybe Trump's not that bad. Turn on CNN. The president of the United States is a racist. It's sad that we're here at this point in America where he's openly racist. And I'm going, y'all just straight up swept that right under the rug, because you can't run the risk of folks going, maybe he's not a racist. So let's see. He maybe this guy right here is going to change his tone.
I'm talking about from Polish to Dominican to Russian, you name it, they work for him. And he treats them all well. He treated me like a king.
Like a king? Now, see, this is unbelievable. Where is it? Wait a minute. Hold on. Dang on it. Yes, man, it's been a long time, man. It's me, Bob, your stereotypical white nationalist Trump supporter, man. That's right. Now, I can't understand why Trump would be treating black folks like kings. I thought he should be treating them like a rug, man. Wiping his feet on them, things like that. You don't treat black folks like no king, man, because they ain't got the white blood running through them, man. Listen, Trump, we voted you into the office to show us how white nationalistic you is, man. You embarrassing us. Got the blacks out there talking about you great. Got the blacks saying you a good guy and stuff. Man, let me tell you something. We don't want no blacks. That's not where it's at. We don't want no Latinos. We don't want no Jews, no Jebusites, no Hittites. We don't want them. Good night to all the Jebusites. Trump, all we want is white, not Jebusites. Now, God bless you. Only if you're white. There you go. Bob and them should be furious. Can't believe it. This black man up here talking about something. He treated me like a king. You think they're going to show that on ABC, CNN? They're too busy talking about how Trump's a white nationalist and all of that stuff.
Like, I've been around this man, you know, and he's always been good. I've watched him in New York City. Every rapper in New York City has mentioned this man for a reason. Because he does do things in the community.
It's funny you say that.
If you pay attention to his presidency, he did do stuff at historical black colleges and inner city, things like that. So, like, this is what I tell people, like, get to know the person first. Do your homework, you know?
Well, no, you don't want that. You don't want that, see? Because if you do your homework, then you won't fall for propaganda like this. Yeah, this right here was an ad that they produced for Joe Biden, but you can apply it to Chameleon Harris. And they actually showed this on BET for black people. This was specially made for black people. This is how stupid they think black people are. Watch this chopped up, fake bootleg, race-baiting ad.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Of course I hate these people.
Donald Trump disrespecting black folk is nothing new. He was sued for refusing to rent his apartments to black families and called for the execution of 5 innocent black and brown teenagers.
And it's more than anger, it's hatred.
It's why Trump stood with violent white supremacists, warned of a bloodbath if he loses the next election, and if he's president again, vowed to be a dictator who wants revenge on his enemies. Now, who do you think that is?
Of course I hate these people.
Did you see that? Now, this is the slop that they served up to an all-black, well, BET. That's the slop they served up. They produced this ad just for black people. And do you understand how incendiary this is? I mean, listen to what they are trying to suggest that Trump said. All of this stuff, we're going to go ahead and have to address it. But this is how foul and stinking the Democrat Party is. And I mean foul and stinking. They are a party straight out of the pits of hell. I mean, if black people watch that and fall for that, they should be ashamed of themselves. They really, do you understand the level of racism this man would have to fit those descriptions? They got him in there saying stuff like, I hate these people. Yeah, and they're suggesting that he's talking about black people. Notice they don't show the whole clip. I mean, they should be sued for defamation. They packed in so much propaganda into this, and I'm offended as a black person. But I'm really mad because I know some black people out there that are casual viewers that's watching that. They might go ahead and say, yeah, that's right. That's why I say Trump's a racist. Let's see that again and see just how much is packed into that. How many lies and deception is packed into that. That's why I say this is a demonic party, a demonic group of people who are willing to do and say anything for power. And it's a shame. And they abuse people. They abuse people's lack of knowledge. They attack people's intelligence with crap like this. They use people's hurts, past, insecurities, all of that. They use and manipulate them through this type of garbage, and they actually put that out. Let's see it again.
First, do your homework, you know?
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Of course I hate these people.
Then, of course, this is supposed to be black people. So let me get this straight. This is how they belittle our intelligence. Trump is on TV. The insinuation is that whoever he's talking to asked him, how do you feel about black people, Trump? Of course I hate these people. That's the first insult. That's what you want me to think this man. Now, this was back in the day when everybody loved him, y'all. Back in the day when everybody loved him. But you want us to think that this man is on national TV and he's referring to black people and saying, of course I hate these people. But yet Democrats don't care. Their propaganda has no bounds. They don't have no moral compass. They're willing to try anything. And they're like, well, maybe we won't get all the blacks to fall for this, but we're going to get some. And it's worth it. That's why I'm about to rip this mess to shreds. What else did he do?
Donald Trump disrespecting black folk is nothing new.
Disrespecting black folks is nothing new. Yeah, he's been doing all of that. But guess what, y'all? It's been going under the radar for all of those years until he ran against Hillary. There you go. Yeah, all of that disrespect when he was up there with Jesse Jackson, financing his run for president and being given all kind of awards and at the standard with Rosa Parks, all of that disrespect. Disrespect when he is hosting all of those boxing matches and him and Mike Tyson is buddies and he's trying to get Mike out of prison and all of that. Yeah, it's disrespectful. It was disrespectful when he allowed the homeless lady to stay in one of his apartment buildings and made sure she got flowers and food sent to her every day. It was disrespectful. There it is, y'all. Disrespectful. And all those black rappers didn't see it then. They didn't see it, including the fake news and all these Democrats that were asking them for money, inviting them to all of their functions. They did not see the disrespect that Trump was giving all the black folks.
He was sued for refusing to rent his apartments to black families.
Oh, is that true? Maybe we better read and see what really is going on with that.
And call for the execution of 5 innocent black and brown teenagers.
Oh, did he? We're about to find out if he really said that, because he didn't. He wrote an article, an op-ed, talking about how we need to bring back the death penalty about crime. And bring back the police and empower the police. And he said crime is out of control and the death penalty would help solve some of that. But he never mentioned in this op-ed the Central Park 5. He didn't say, and by the way, I'm talking about those guys. They need to be given the electric chair, the death penalty, and all of that. But see, they just hope that nobody goes back and reads that. They just insinuating that Trump was in this op-ed, wasn't talking about just crime in general. Yeah, he was talking specifically about these young men, even though crime was running rampant during this time in New York. Just like when he talks about illegal immigrants, they just go ahead and just leave that illegal part out. They just go ahead and say, well, you know what, he's talking about immigrants and he hates all immigrants. He wants to stop them from coming to the country. They leave crucial pieces of information out to make him appear to be racist. Now, let's be honest. Even if he was talking about the Central Park 5, I know people who was in New York during that time that were black or Latino who thought those dudes were guilty too. Yeah, man. I mean, there is all kind of stuff that make people's eyebrow go up. So maybe he wanted justice to be served and it had nothing to do with race. But like everything Trump says, they always assign race to it. So when he criticizes Kamala Harris, of course he's doing it because she's black. If he talks about anybody who is black or a woman or whatever, because they use this stuff to block criticism, to manipulate their audience, to divert from the real issues, they assign a motive to whatever these people are saying or doing. Anybody on the right, we don't do that to them. We don't do that to them. But they do it to us. Anytime you criticize one of the ones they're protecting, or you're standing in the way of their progress or whatever they want to do, their agenda, anytime you're bringing rationale and logic to an argument, it can't be because what you're talking about makes sense. It has to be because you're racist and want to keep the country white. Stupid stuff like that. So now Trump didn't talk about he wanted those boys to get the chair, but this ad said he did.
And it's more than anger, it's hatred.
Oh, it's more than anger, it's hatred. I'm sure he's referring to black people. More than anger, hatred. Taking clips and just inserting it and then putting, little ads and all these narratives and saying, no, look at him. See, you got the Central Park 5 right here. And listen to what Trump said. It's more than anger, it's hatred. Told you he was a racist. And then look at this line.
That's why Trump stood with violent white supremacists, warned of a bloodbath.
They should be sued for this. They should be sued for this ad. I cannot believe somebody approved this garbage to go out. All you have to do is watch the clip in its entirety and you will realize that Trump didn't do that. How many times do this have to be addressed and debunked? But they just keep doing it because the media don't check them. They never fact check stuff like this. If Trump put out an ad, this incendiary, and this packed with lies and accusations, falsehoods, manipulations, if he did this, they would fact check the heck out of this. They would bombard him constantly. The ads you put out that, well, you were lying. She never said that, and Trump got, and the Biden never. They would do that. But this time, what are they talking about? He supported and stood with white nationalists and Nazis. Oh, let me guess. Here comes the bloodbath.
If he loses the next election, and if he's president again, vowed to be a dictator who wants revenge on his enemies.
And yet you hear Joe Biden, when he was debating, get up there and say that stuff. Then he would get on TV, get an interview, and keep saying, he said he was a dictator. You're going to be a dictator if day one. If he says things, you should believe what he said. And he's just the guy that says it's going to be a bloodbath. All lies. I'm so glad those black men in there were able to see through this type of garbage. I'm telling you right now, if I wasn't a Trump supporter, I would be offended. I'd be, this is what you're giving me? You're not talking about one policy. You're not telling me what y'all gonna do. You want me to fear this dude by packing all of this hate in there, making me think that this guy's that evil. And I ain't seen him do none of this with my own eyes. But this ad, you would think this guy's that evil. Now you talk about, lowering the temperature. You think this is lowering the temperature? The man stood with Nazis, white nationalists. Yeah, you know what? He's a dictator. And you got him in there saying, I hate these people. Hate them. That might encourage someone to do something bad to him. You think they care? When we criticize them, we have the goods on Democrats. That fake, weird dude who's out there pretending that he had a certain rank in the military, he said that. It's a fact. We're not out there making that stuff up. Kamala did kick it with Willie Brown that helped her career. We talk about things that are true. And even with that, we never pack stuff in this file and mix in clips to mislead the audience. So let's hear what else they said he did.
Now, who do you think that is?
Oh, black people. There it is. When they just said this man claimed that he was going to get revenge on his critics when he gets into office. And then says, now, who do you think that is? Oh, me, just a poor black man and woman. That's who I think he's talking about after seeing all of that garbage leading up to the end. Donald Trump has a history of hating black people. It got him in there saying, I hate these people, I hate these people, I hate these people. Who do you think he's talking about? So now, they want their audience to think, even though Trump was president already and never came after one black person, never rolled back any black person's rights, and all of a sudden they belittle the intelligence of black people. This is what they think about us right here. They think we're that short-minded, that dumb, to where we're not able to say, well, wait a minute. We just witnessed this guy go through 4 years and not one of these things happened. And yet now y'all packed us in there and trying to scare us into running to vote for raggedy behind Democrats. And now I'm about to show some people at the end of the show that's going to light into the Democrat Party, which they deserve every bit of it.
Of course I hate these people.
Unbelievable. So now here we go. Oh yeah, he was didn't want people to rent his property. They are absolutely ridiculous, he said. We never have discriminated and we never would. This is the same guy who, after he settled this bootleg accusation, sued Florida because they didn't want Jews and blacks at the country clubs. That's how racist he is. That's how much he enjoyed discrimination. All right, so now we see Trump addressing that whole accusation. He says there have been a number of local actions against us and we've won them all. We were charged with discrimination and we proved in court that we did not discriminate. I wonder why they don't say that. Interesting. What else? Oh, Trump denied the charges and noted yesterday that its agreement with the government did not constitute an admission of them. So in other words, he settled just like many of these folks do when they just say, man, somebody then came up with some accusation because they probably had bad credit. And, well, yeah, you know what? It's because I'm black. And instead of dealing with this and dragging it through the mud, let's just go ahead and settle this and get it out. But that didn't mean Trump was guilty. But the ad suggests that he was. The ad doesn't talk about how he went down to Florida and sued Florida, for doing things like this. The ad doesn't talk about that. Yeah, that little ad we watched made it appear that Trump was found guilty of discriminating against black folks. What else? What's the other one we got to talk about, debunk? Oh, what's this? Here's Trump where he's talking about hating. He says, I want to hate these muggers and murderers. says they should be forced to suffer, and when they kill, they should be executed for their crimes. They must serve as an example so that others will think long and hard before committing a crime or an act of violence. Now, does it sound like Trump is saying, I hate black people, just like they want him to, they want people to think he hates illegal immigrants? No, he qualifies it. MS-13, he'll talk about them. He'll talk about the ones that come over here and commit murder, things like that. He'll qualify it as illegal versus legal immigrants, but they don't like people to know that. When he talks about being tough on crime, all these things, he's not saying tough on black people. Trump hates disorder. He hates people breaking the rules. He's an equal opportunist. He's not judging you based on your race or sex. He's judging you based on your actions or your words. So if you're a dumb female reporter asking them stupid questions, you're going to get called a nasty woman. There you go. If you're a dumb male reporter, you're going to get the business as well. A nasty guy, whatever he wants to call you, if you're acting a fool. But these folks, they just want people to think him talking about these heinous crimes and saying, yeah, we do need tougher penalties. Yeah, he's talking about black people, obviously. So, wow. Well, let's see the video.
Excuse me. I've condemned neo-Nazis. What? I've condemned many different groups.
Not according to that nasty ad that they ran. Huh? Why did they insert this clip?
The neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, they should be condemned totally. Let me tell you something to China. If you're listening...
Oh, this is the bloodbath one. Why did they insert this clip in that nasty ad?
President Xi, and you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal. Those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us now, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line.
Oh, yeah, and all those people right there clapping for violence, right? They're all up here like that. Did you understand that? It sounds like he's calling for us to go out and start attacking people in the streets if he doesn't win. Does that sound good to you? Everybody's on one accord? Okay, good. Yay! We're going to go to war against all of the liberals. There's going to be a blood. You hear what Trump said? Did you get your dog whistle? Yeah, I guess that's what they want everybody to think. But see, they don't care about black folks. They just assume that, oh, they're not going to go watch the whole clip. They're not going to watch it in context. We can sell them anything. We can go ahead and manipulate them like Mikey. Let's give it to Mikey. He'll eat anything. Let's give this to black folks. They'll eat anything. They will just fall for that and go in and vote based on being afraid of Donald Trump. They did nothing to him the first 4 years. Nothing to him except help them. What else?
And you're not going to be able to sell those guys. If I get elected, now if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath. But that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country.
Well, I can't figure that out in context at all. I can't figure that out in context. Scratching my dome. Trump, what'd you mean by that? What'd you mean by that? Are you telling us to go out and go to war against? Yeah, is that what he's doing? Wow. And they slide it in there, and they keep repeating this garbage.
The media has been focused on this and attacking you under no circumstances. You're promising America tonight. You would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one.
Oh.
Except one?
He's going.
Wait a minute. What kind of dictator? You gonna give us one day of dictatorship? Man, Trump, we want you to be a dictator for life. That's what we want. Okay? And we're only laughing out of anger. Yeah, we're in the background laughing because we're mad.
Except for day one meeting, I want to close the border and I want to drill. That's not.
Wait a minute. That don't sound like a dictator. I mean, I would think he'd have said, I want to make sure that the media would be complicit, and I want to make sure everybody has blonde hair and blue eyes and held Trump. I would think that. I want to get rid of the guns. I'm coming after the guns and the free speech. I would think he would say things like that. But all he's doing is saying he wants to drill. Sounds like good things to me.
No, that's not retribution.
I love this guy. He says, you're not going to be a dictator, are you? I said, no, other than day one. We're closing the border. And we're drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator.
Now see, let me show you how dumb they think folks are, how dumb they think black people are, and general, liberals in general. So let me get this straight. You got Trump on national TV seriously telling everybody, oh, I'm going to be a dictator on day one, period. From day one on. He didn't say only on day one. He ain't cracked no smile. He ain't saying he's joking, nothing. They want us to believe he was dead serious. Now, how bold would he be? Even Hitler didn't do that. Even Hitler didn't come out when he was campaigning to win and say, I'm going to be a dictator. Yeah. So you're telling me Trump was stupid enough to just straight be on TV like, oh, you want to know the answer to that? Of course I'm going to be a dictator on day one, baby. That's what I do. My whole purpose for going through all of this shit that I've been going through was to become a dictator. But they want us to think that, see. They don't want black folks to view this like I just gave an example of. Yeah, because they want us to just go ahead and not internalize that and say, how would that look in real life? They want me to think this is exactly what happened. What else they want us to think?
That sounds to me like you're going back to the policies when you were president. All right.
There are headlines out there that say, when you win your second term, that you are going to make the people that have come after you pay. Retribution and revenge.
Of course I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have them all killed. That's right, I'm going to hang them. It's going to be hanging all of them from lampposts all down the street as examples. There you go. That's what he's going to do, right? That's what he's going to do.
The word revenge is a very strong word, but maybe we have revenge through success. But that's what I'd like
Wait, what kind of revenge is success? Oh, man. I was hoping for some real revenge. I want to see some people drugged through the streets on the back of horses and stuff. I was hoping that type of stuff, Trump. You're talking about some success. That don't sound too revengeful. So, why didn't they say that in the ad? Why didn't they include this? They didn't? Okay. So now, once again, this is what they think of black people. And honestly, all of their voters. Because elements of what they said in that ad, there's a crossover. They use that as well to their general population. But it's more insulting that they tailored that ad for black folks only and put it on BET and want us to be like, wow, this guy, man, is about to become a dictator on day one. And notice what they said. Who do you think he's coming after?
I want to see the country survive.
Of course I hate these people.
And of course he's talking about black people, right? Oh, wait a minute. Here's the whole clip.
I had a case the other day. I went to a hospital in Brooklyn. A woman was raped, mugged, and thrown off a 4-story building.
What? So first of all, Trump, I know the only way you, as a billionaire, a man of purpose, a busy man, would take time out of his day to go down there and see about a victim who was, the R word and all of that, and thrown off of a building would be if she's a pure white as snow white woman with blue eyes, lily white. That's right. She had to be like Rosewood. He was so big and he was so black. Yeah, I'm sure that's the only reason you would have went to the hospital to see this woman. Because you don't care nothing about nobody else but white folks, right?
Okay. And a reporter asked me whether or not I had any compassion or feeling for the people that did it. Do I have hatred for them? And I said, look, this woman was raped, mugged, and thrown off a building. Thrown off a building on top of everything else.
Now that sounds like an animal to me. That sounds like somebody, if you were to say, I hate people in society that do these type of things, I'm sure the woman hate those people for almost killing her, throwing her off of a building after having their way with her. I'm sure she hates them. I'm sure she does. Got to pray to try to forgive them if she want to make it to heaven. But if there's ever a reason to dislike or hate somebody, these are the type of people I can see you using that language to. We don't want to sugarcoat it. We don't want to pad it. We don't want to make these people think we're petting them like Nancy Pelosi. When Trump called MS-13 animals. And you know what? They're all God's children and all of that. I can't believe he sees them as... And I'm going, no, I see them as animals too. And if they were to bust in your crib and do something like that to you, you would be going, get out of here, you stinking animals. You would be doing the same thing. But here's Trump talking about these dudes who did such a heinous crime to a lily white woman.
Virtually, she's got some major problems, to put it mildly.
I said, of course I hate these people.
He's talking about blacks, right? He's talking about blacks, right?
And let's all hate these people, because maybe hate is what we need if we're going to get something done. I mean, it's
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Trump, what you doing, man? You're telling me you went to see a black woman in the hospital? You telling me this woman who I thought was a lily white as snow woman with blonde hair and blue eyes is really a black woman? You telling me Trump took time out of his day to go? Wonder why they didn't say that. I wonder why they didn't show the whole clip. Wonder why they didn't show that Trump was not talking about hating black people, and instead he was defending a black woman who this happened to. Does it sound like something a white nationalist would do? Go up there to the hospital and visit a regular woman. Can you imagine this woman's surprise to see Donald Trump walk in? I mean, here she is like nobody cares about me. I'm just a regular old black woman who somebody took advantage of and tried to kill me. And all of a sudden the door's open and there's Donald Trump. And then he goes on TV and defends her and says, these people are disgusting. And yeah, you asked me, do you hate them? Yeah, I hate them. And he wasn't talking about black people. But that stinking ad that Joe Biden and the DNC produced makes these black people think that he's talking about them. They don't even have the integrity enough to even play the whole clip and show that he was defending a black woman. They all should have their pantsuit off of them.
Incredible when a reporter asks me whether or not I have compassion for the people that did this crime. I have absolutely no compassion.
My name is Jade.
So now, after all of that, black people have had it. These last two clips is going to show just how we perceive it. Smart black people who, and others, minorities and white conservatives, y'all see it too. We all see this. Everybody's under attack. White conservatives, if you're conservative, you're under attack, period. But it's really offensive because they strategically target blacks and other minorities to keep them in the stinking thinking. And that bothers me. And they do it boldly and belittle our intelligence. And now you got a smart one. Let's see if their mojo and their voodoo worked on this woman. Look at her. She done came out from amongst them. She done seen the light. Let's see how she sees the Democrat Party and their efforts to manipulate black people.
I am a former Democrat.
Oh, good.
Unlike Kamala Harris, I'm an actual real-life black woman.
Oh.
And I'm a former Democrat who is currently registered Republican.
Oh, good. Bravo.
I stand here before you today because I'm tired. I'm tired of the Democrats using the generational trauma of my people to garner votes.
Slavery, Jim Crow, that we all were responsible for, but we won't tell y'all that. We'll leave that part of the equation out.
They invoke fear. They tell me I'm oppressed. They tell me I'm less than. They tell me I'm not good enough. And they tell me that my white brothers and sisters in Christ are my enemy.
That's right, except them though. Except the white liberal. The white liberal is there for all of the minorities. And they're going to use their their white privilege to help us. Yeah. See, you have to accept the white liberal because, see, they're willing to go ahead and own their white privilege. They understand. Being white is horrible. I'm stuck with all of this white privilege. All these responsibilities I have wielding this white privilege. I must use it to help the disenfranchised, the ignorant, the low income, the ones that can't figure out how to use a computer, the ones that don't know how to get IDs, the ones that suffering from, environmental racism and things like that. We have to use our white privilege as we are humble to help them. Thank you. There you go. So now, here she is, mad, which every black person needs to see this and get just as mad, trying to scare us with ads like that.
They are not.
Go on, girl, tell us.
As a follower of Jesus Christ, Ephesians 5:11 tells me I must expose the works of the enemy.
That's right. Yeah, man. Reveal the devil. That's right, man. Let's see.
And And the enemy is telling me that don't worry that I can't pay my bills, that I'm working 6 days a week this week and I'm tired.
Racism.
And I went to school and I have a career. I'm doing worse under this administration than in Donald Trump's administration, but I'm told to be afraid of a man who made my life better.
What? Ooh, I'm loving this. Get him. Dig into him. See, don't make sense, do it. The guy who made black folks' lives better, they want them to fear him. That ad right there. Donald Trump has a history. Now, you would have thought he would have got in the office and said, let's make sure we make America great for everybody but blacks. I don't want them to have jobs. I don't want their schools financed. I don't want no opportunity zones for these people. Let them live in huts. But just like their ancestors back in the day. Yeah, you would have thought that's what he'd have did. You'd have thought every bit of legislation would have excluded black folks, including the crime. What was it? I forget. You know what I'm talking about. I can't think of it. I'm talking about the crime bill. That's Joe Biden. But man, you know what I'm talking about. You would have thought that he'd have said, we're going to let everybody out long as they're not black. Blacks need to pay the price. You would have thought that's what he would have done. And they're trying to make us think that this is what he was operating like. And she sees through it.
Yep.
Somebody said, can't fall in love again. You're right. Look at her. Ain't she precious? Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm telling you, man, conservative women, they have a glow. Because it starts with this, man. Starts with this. You can be beautiful, but then you start talking and you sound like this, you're even more beautiful. You're radiant. Sitting there like, wow. I thought you were cute, but now I think you're gorgeous. I think you're fabulous right now. Keep talking. There you go. Just lean in like this. Put the hands under here. And somebody said, what's her number? I have no idea. I don't even know who she is. But I know she's hanging out with Carrie Lake, whom I love. Let's continue, though.
How does that work?
Yeah, how does that work?
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. It don't.
During COVID, I knew more of my white guy friends that lost their jobs than me and my black girlfriends.
What?
We are the same in this country.
No. We're divided by race, sex, gender, height, you name it. According to the Democrats, because they don't want us to see each other as Americans. Nah, man. That don't work for their campaign strategy.
All these Americans want the same thing. We want safety. We want prosperity.
Wow.
We want peace.
And those are all things the Democrats are not giving us. They got our streets crazy with immigrants and raggedy asshole ran inner cities. Yeah. And letting criminals out constantly with low bail, all of that stuff, slap on the wrist, bailing them out, raising money for them, unleashing folks into neighborhoods to tear up stuff so they can manipulate folks through accusations of racism and stuff like that. Those are Democrats. So peace, prosperity, yeah, kill all the fracking, kill all of the capitalism that really brings prosperity. Kill all of that mess because they want control. That's what Marxists do. Yeah, man, we don't want capitalism. We don't want folks being independent from the government. Yeah, so let's kill that mess, lock them down. Make sure we shut down mom and pop shops. But hey, don't touch Walmart though. Don't touch them. Don't touch those gay bathhouses. So prosperity, safety, and what was the other one you said you wanted? Because see, yeah, you deserve it.
We want safety. We want prosperity. We want peace.
Peace. But for them, no justice, no peace. No justice, because they're always mad. Yeah, everything is an injustice because that's how they stay in power. Yeah, they're not trying to solve any problems. They're going to find a problem where there's not a problem. And they're going to bring in chaos because that's how they destabilize our society, destroy our culture. They don't want peace. That's why they say there shouldn't be peace in the streets until, yeah. And you best believe if Trump gets elected, they're going to unleash those crazy folks again in the streets.
And the Democrats keep going back and look, check it out, right? I honor my ancestors and the people who fought for us to be in this room here today. No one is discounting what my people went through. Right. But honor them by getting past it and invoking forgiveness in this culture. Yeah. I'm so tired of being told I need to be afraid. I'm so tired that
you saw the ad. You should be afraid of that white nationalist that said he hates black people and he's gonna come after him. He's gonna come after him. You should be afraid of him, according to that ad.
I need to be told all the time that I have to vote for the Democrats who have done nothing positive for my life.
Hey, but they told you how much of a threat Donald Trump is to black people. You saw the ad. They don't need to tell you about their policies. They don't need to give you an excuse of why life has decreased under their rule. They just assume you're okay with their propaganda and the fact that you got to get on board. For the woman of color, that's it. Don't ask questions. Don't ask about her policies. Don't ask her to explain all of her choices and the administration's choices that led to all the things you're complaining about. Horrible economy, less safety, open borders, all of that stuff.
At all. My life is totally worse than it was during the Trump administration.
Yeah,
Yet
but
I keep
racism.
You must vote for the Democrats. We're told this as black people since we were a child. Let's honor our ancestors by doing better and honor them, because they're rolling over in their graves hearing the fact that Kamala Harris is having Megan Thee Stallion twerk and showing our bodies as these like just vessels of lust. That's not cool.
No, that's what black people like. That's all they need. That's all they need to vote and stuff. I thought, what, you know what? You got some booty shaking for us and we'll vote for you. What about some chicken? Huh? You gonna make up some of them greens? Yeah, give us some of them greens. We'll vote for you. So disrespectful, man. Oh, I'm telling you, man. I wish, and the sad part about this, I know my live show. I know right now, YouTube sticking it to me. But I know I'm digging into them right now. And I wish this was one of those videos that they would unleash to brothers around. I mean, people need to see this. This is one of them videos that people need to see. So let's finish hearing what this sister got to say.
These women out here are being told that Donald Trump is like their enemy, when really Kamala Harris opening up the border. Look what happened to Laken Riley.
Yeah.
She's a woman. She was a woman just like I am.
But she's a white woman, so it don't count. And for Kamala Harris to be talking about she supports women and Donald Trump don't, he's anti-woman. No, the Democrat Party is anti-woman. Yeah, when they, matter of fact, I don't even know why they're talking about women, because they don't know what a woman is. They have no idea what a woman is. See, the crazy part, they always talk about women's rights, but yet somebody needs to ask them right in the middle of them talking about that. Somebody send this to Trump. Tell him to try this during the debate, because you already know what Chameleon is going to do. Donald Trump doesn't respect women. He doesn't respect women's rights. All he needs to do is say, whoa, back up. Chameleon, what is a woman? Huh? Come on, man. You know, you're disrespecting me because I'm a woman. But wait, can I say I'm a woman? Am I offending the gays and the transgenders now? Oh, God, how I'm in a conundrum. Put them in that pickle, since they want to appease and they want to pander towards all of these groups and push this insanity. Soon as she go in about women's rights and reproductive rights, say, hey, what is a woman? I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not offending any woman. We don't know what that is. Do you? Can you help me out? And see what she says. Watch her malfunction. Trying to sit back, how do I juggle this? How do I juggle this? We've been sitting back, coming out here, embarrassing ourselves and talking about something. I mean, these people should be able to be what they want, and they should be able to live out their truth and this and this and that. And now you're in a position to defend women or not. Yeah, but yet we're defending women by allowing men to be in their sports. Things like that. Women's rights. By allowing men to go in their bathrooms.
No woman, black or white, wants that to happen to her. All of these people whose kids are dying, the black moms, the white moms, they don't cry the same color tears. So let's move past this. Let's vote for Donald Trump so we can all be prosperous again. Let's get out of this fear, this rage, and this anger, because it comes from the devil. So hear me, black folks.
Comes from the devil. Speaking of the devil, we're going to close out with somebody that's going to tell us about these Democrats. We got a massage that's going to come to us in a minute. This going to take us into Sunday feeling good.
Hear me, white folks. We are so much more alike than we are different.
And that's what they hate. Black folks and white folks are so much more alike than different. And they can't stand that. They got to bust that party up. They can't have black folks and white folks at Trump rallies celebrating. Yeah, they got to make sure that everybody thinks that there's about one black person in the audience and he's scared for his life. That's what they want everybody to think. But folks are waking up. They ain't going after that nasty ass. Tell them, sister. Bravo.
We need to forgive each other. We need to help each other. And I don't owe the Democrats anything. They owe me. They're to serve us. They're public servants. Stop putting them on a pedestal. Make them work for us.
And they will never do that because they're Democrats. They'll never do that. They're self-serving. Everything they do revolves around more power, more control. And just so happen, if somebody gets blessed by one of their power moves, then cool. Other than that, it's all about the Democrats. But guys, she was touching on some things. But now we got somebody who got a spiritual eye. He's looking at this demonic influence that the Democrats are using on society. I always say, you got to look at them through two eyes, man. You can't just see them through the natural eye. You got to see them through the spiritual eye. You got to be able to see the demons operating in that party. Now, I'm not saying that demons don't operate in the Republican Party, but they're hanging on to some fundamental principles that make us still resemble America. Gives us freedom of rights and, things like that when it comes down to guns, religion, things of that nature. They don't push the garbage that the Democrats are pushing. And if we could get rid of the rhinos, we'd even be better off. But look at this guy. He's a black preacher. And he ain't inviting Fat Fanny in there to talk about how she had an affair, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, he ain't inviting her in there. He ain't inviting Hillary Clinton in there to talk about, I don't feel nothing wrong with all that mess. He ain't inviting Joe Biden in there to talk about racism and discrimination and back in the day. He ain't inviting nobody in there to do that. He's just speaking as the Holy Ghost leads him, y'all. Go get your organ, get your fan, all of that. Go get a blanket, just in case you pass out. Put your running shoes on just in case you have to take off running around the church. Listen to this guy destroy the Democrat Party. Woo, wait. Yeah, where's my?
Oh, yeah, you can do it around everybody else in church because it feels safe. But the issue is, what will you say out in the midst of that world?
Well. Y'all hear that, man? Yeah, you can get in church popping trash all you want, but what you gonna say when those Democrats show up asking you, do you support, are you against little kids and gender affirming care? And you sitting there on the spot like, oh boy, cameras on me. Do I say yes or do I say, what's that? What is gender affirming care? Oh, you mean mutilating kids? That's what you mean? Well, yes, I'm against that. See, so watch what he do.
Will you stand up for Christ when you out before the world? That's what lets us know where your commitments are. The church is bowing. Here go the hard part right here, and I'm finished. This is the tough part. Y'all ain't gonna like this part.
I do.
But there are two gods that the black church, and I don't like to say black church because God don't divide his church black and white. We all are part of the church. But I'm saying it to give reference to the African-American churches, two gods.
And I see what you're saying, brother. Because see, from a cultural standpoint, the black church has issues that they get blindsided by. And he's about to point them out. See, they don't really recognize it as a gateway in to mess with them. See, this is a way Satan figures out how to get in and destroy the black church by touching or presenting things outside of the scriptures, but it's a cultural thing that folks think, well, I need to be a part of this movement. And yet you look at the cultural movement and say, I want to be a part of this, but not realizing it's separating you from your spiritual obligation. And he's about to call it all the way out.
That many are bowing to today, and that's the God of LGBTQ and the God of blackness. I made a God out of color. In other words, I gotta be with my color. I gotta stand with my color, meaning I'll reject Christ.
Ooh, well. Bum, bum. That man said, folks are willing to be with their color even if it requires them to reject Christ. Now, when Trump ran, I could not believe many of my Christian friends, man, I am voting for Joe Biden. I'm like, do you realize what this man believes in? Do you realize what this man supports? Man, racism. And I'm going, the first black female vice president. And I'm going, you don't know what they support? You don't know all the stuff that they push, their agenda? You're just going to overlook all of that? Let's continue.
Color gonna get you in trouble.
Where?
I'm not saying you don't love your people, but if my people go contrary to my convictions, I can't stand with you.
Shama. Hikamasa. Kana Honda. He tie my bow tie. Let me get my quick shower. Okay, and I'm back. Oh man. So what he's saying is anybody, I don't care who they are, if they are dragging you away from Christ, or if you have to sacrifice your religious beliefs to support them, then that's where you draw the line. Even if it's a family member. Okay. So I see where you're going with this, brother, because I see it all the time being black.
Come on, somebody, say amen.
Amen.
Church is bowing to this LGBTQ thing. Yes, they are. I'm seeing it happen all the time. What they did, here it go.
Here it go. Tell us how the Trojan horse slipped into the black church.
They pushed LGBTQ on black people. And now, in order for you to be in line with black folk, you gotta almost accept LGBTQ.
Now, what do you mean there, Pastor? Explain. What was the Trojan horse that made all black people get blinded by their religion because they got excited over what?
Here's what hurt me. Now, I'm finna say it, you ain't gonna like it, but I'm giving you the truth.
I like it.
Obama put the colors on the White House, acknowledging this nation honors LGBTQ. I saw black folk and black preachers compromise.
Woo-hoo-wee! Wait a minute. And I'm back. So let me get this straight. Because I peeped it. When Obama, I didn't vote for him. See, I peeped it. So when Obama, they threw us a black president. They knew we'd all be ecstatic. Yeah, we would be blinded, enamored by, whoa, we finally got us a black one. Man, we got to jump on board. In the first 4 years, he hid all of this mess. Yeah, man, he wasn't talking about no gay marriage and all that stuff. Yeah, he wasn't doing all this. He hid it. Let all the black people get used to him, excited, and other minorities. Then he starts sliding in all of this divisive speech, all of this garbage that has split us up as a country. And remember, because he's black, and all these black people were so excited about, we finally got us a black president. But what comes along with him? So now you love him, and then he's like, now that you love me, you're going to have to love all of me. I'm about to do some things that's going to make you have to question your religion. Now, are you going to sell me out, the first black president? Or are you going to stick with me in spite of my nastiness? Let's see what he did.
We got to accept it because our black president goes along with it. I don't care what president, what color he is. If you ain't in line with God, I can't stand with you. And that's what's causing y'all.
And what I'm loving is a lot of black folks up in there, and they ain't mad. They're not booing. Yeah, they're not in there like, I don't know who he talking about. Shoot, he a sellout. He Uncle Tom. He can't be talking about Obama. He's our savior. Nah, not him. This right here is a spirit-led preacher right here. See, so he's not seeing through the crap. He sees the enemy, which I'm talking about the devil, working through these Democrats. He sees it. And he's bold enough to call it out. And he don't care if nobody questions his blackness.
Yeah, I'm preaching up in here.
I know you are, brother.
You're getting off with God because you're trying to stand with black.
Yep. Folks putting God aside and saying, I'm black, I'm standing with the black woman. Standing with the black woman. What? Oh, she believes little boys should have tampons in the bathroom too? Well, it's okay though. I guess that's not that bad. Yeah, it's kind of silly, but you know what? I'll overlook it because she's a black woman. Unbelievable.
Can't vote for a party that is for all kind of sexual perversion.
Wait, where's that choir? Oh man. So wait, you're telling me you can't vote for the Democrat Party? What do you mean? Give me some examples.
I can't do it. I can't vote for a party that's going to accept transgenders going into women's restrooms. I can't do it.
Wait. Big claps. He said he can't vote for no party that accepts transgenders going into women's restrooms. If you up in your church, well, you know what? You voted for this, and I feel I should go into the women's restroom, because what do you see when you see me? Well, sister, brother, sister, you really want me to answer this? Now, I don't want my 50C3 status removed under the equal opportunity bill that the Democrats passed. Now, you wouldn't be going and telling on me now, would you, brother? I'm sorry. Sister Johnson, brother, sister Johnson, can I call you that? No. Because when you look at me, you should see nothing but a beautiful woman. Okay, now I want you to marry me to this beautiful man woman right here too, okay? Well, we don't really think that that's a good thing for the church. I don't care what you think. The law's already been passed, okay? Now, I want to get married tomorrow. Okay, I guess we got to, because we don't want the law coming down on us. This is the crap you will unleash if you vote for these people. They want to push this crap through legislation. And you got the nerve to try to hang on to your religion after that? Nah, we don't believe in that. So what? It's discrimination. Folks are so dumb, but not him.
I can't do it. I can't go with a party that wants to cut little girls' breasts off to make them boys.
Ooh, he's digging into the devil. Not just the Democrats, he's digging into the devil. Because if you are a party or a person who supports that crap, you have nothing but diablos all in you. That's a special kind of demon right there. That ain't your normal demon. That ain't one of those, I smoke cigarettes in the bathroom when my wife ain't at home and blow it out the window. No, that ain't one of those. That ain't one of those, every day when I get off from work, I pull over and take a swig of black velvet. I accidentally cursed. You know what? I slipped up with my girlfriend or slipped up with my... That ain't one of those. Every once in a while, I don't realize, but I got a little lion spirit. When you go to the point where you're going, I'm going to pervert biology. And not only pervert biology, but cast it on kids. Push it on kids. Encourage it on kids. Yeah, when you go that far, you got yourself a real nasty demon. And if you vote for them, you're voting for a whole bunch of nasty demons.
I can't go with a party that says you can be a boy today and a girl tomorrow.
And I can't even believe a party who don't know the difference between that. That's the first test of sanity. Now I'm thinking, if I'm a human being trying to make a decision on who I'm voting for, and you tell me, well, I thought what's a woman, what's a man? I don't mean that this. I'm going, you don't know that? Well, then I can't trust you. Anything else you got to say makes me, I can't believe another word that comes out of your mouth if you telling me you don't know the difference between a man and a woman. And now we're living in a day that people accept that garbage. You don't stop and say just think 20 years ago, if somebody said that, you would think they were insane. You would be like, wait, what do you mean you don't know the difference between? Do we need to get you some help? Boy, what's wrong with you? Now you got politicians saying this and folks just let it go right over their head and still vote for them. They don't question their sanity. They don't stop to think, these people are deceiving me. Deceiving me. They're telling me on one end, you can be whatever you want. And then on the other end, you got to support women's rights. And yet they telling me, but I don't know what a woman is. Sounds schizophrenic. But people overlook it, but not this guy.
I can't do it. I
hear you, brother.
I can't support a party that wants to remove God from its party platform.
Well,
you in trouble when the nation forgets God.
You right about that? Because as of now, I'm going to tell you right, if you're a Christian I think the presence of the Holy Spirit and of all of these Christians in the country that's praying for this country and Trump is really keeping us in there, keeping us hanging on right about now. But the Democrats want that gone. They want to get rid of all of that. Woo, Christianity. Don't be talking about that mess. Yeah, we don't want to hear none of that crap. Coming in and talking about some Merry Christmas and stuff.
Can't follow a party that wants to sexualize our children in school, put drag queens in front of them, reading them little children's stories. I can't do it.
Yeah, but you mean tell me you ain't gonna overlook that for the blackness, the first black female? That don't count? It's just the kids. It's just a couple just kind of look at them as clowns. Look at them as clowns. They're sexualized. And that are reading books talking about if you like the transgender on the bus and all of that stuff. You just look at them like that. I'm sure this won't have an impact in society. I'm sure this might not influence any kids. I'm going to close my eyes and act like I don't even know that the Democrats have this on their platform because of a black woman.
I can't support a party that wants to take the rights of parents away. In California right now, parents are being arrested because they won't go along.
You're going to get in trouble, preacher.
With the sexualization of their children.
Oh.
But there are many parents that are compromising.
And the sad part about this is if the Democrats have their way, a preacher like this, they would be knocking on his door. FBI would be up in his parking lot. They would be talking about hate speech. If you let the Democrats have their way for all those Christians and preachers out there that's focused on black and said Donald Trump said, none of Donald Trump's policies have to make you compromise your religion. None of them. But those Democrat policies, a whole heap of them. So all of those preachers out there that think that all those things don't matter, they're not going to impact the church. I'm focusing on black, not the impact, okay? And then 2-3 years into this crazy behind far left administration, which that's what it would be. You telling me after they pass legislation and you up in there talking about some, we can't have boys in girls' bathrooms, and one of them get offended like all of these liberals do because they've emboldened them and they want to be victims, happen to roll up in your church one day and you talking about stuff that steps on their toes and they go to tattletelling. Yep, that church right there. Oh, we're going to come and talk to them. And you talking about, but it's the church. We're allowed to preach. No, you're not. Not anymore. Not if it hurts these people's feelings. That right there is hate speech, mister. Now, come on. Give it up. Give up what? You're a 50C3. There it is. Give it up. Interesting.
Y'all got to make a decision. It's either God or the devil.
Yes.
And when you vote, you try to ignore it and say it ain't no big thing. But when you vote for people with these convictions and they get in office and they start doing these things, you got a responsibility for it.
And that's when it all comes back. That's where it's just sitting back marinating and you're not looking at it and you're going, I'm ignoring that. That's just a little thing. It's a little bit. It's like sin. You ignore a little sin in your life and next thing you know, you got a whole lot of sin in your life. It's just a little. You know what? I got my own special little teeny sin. There it is. Next thing you know, you're like, oh, shoot. It got a hold of me. Now it's driving Kev. It's driving so-and-so. And it's driving whatever. Same thing with these Democrats. They're showing folks what they believe in while at the same time trying to hide it. That's why they don't come out and just straight up say, we support third-term abortion. I just think that's a choice between a woman and her doctor. Well, why don't you tell us how long you think abortion should be? Look, don't act. Look, I'm not in a position to say. That's why they disguise the fact that they are telling folks men and women can be the opposite. They try to act dumb. Or who am I to tell who? Look, if that person feels like they're a woman, who am I? Who am I to say? That's why they disguise and hide all of these things, because they know if they come out with it and show it to the wrong group of people who are more focused on race, maybe they might wake up like this preacher and say, whoa, no, wait a minute. I was all on the board with Obama. I was on board with the black woman and stuff. But you guys believe in all this nastiness? Well, guess what? Maybe they don't know it. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm using this clip. I hope y'all show all your friends, all of them. If they Christians, let them know. Dude, this is what you're voting for?
If you've compromised in any way, you need to repent. Stand up on your feet and give God some praise. You can't separate your politics from your biblical worldview.
Yep.
It's my biblical worldview that determines my politics. You go for whoever you want.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to stand before God and give an account of what you pushing on this country.
Yeah, brother.
Because when all this stuff gets pushed, it's going to bring this nation down.
You ain't never lied, brother. That's when a lot of Christians will say, man, I supported that mess. And see, my thing is, as I see what they're doing, if this is God's way of wrapping things up, so be it. But I will say this, I'm not going to support it. I'm not going to be one to say, yeah, I voted for that. Yeah, I mean, I saw it coming. I just overlooked it. I didn't think it would go so far. I winked at it. I was like, well, you know what? It's just gay marriage. And then next, all of a sudden, we want to marry children. You know what? I think that we should be able to be with children. I don't think that is illegal anymore. I think you should be able to express what you want and how you want it. It's all love. It's all love. And I identify as an 8-year-old. Yeah, that's what happens. And these folks are pushing perversities that are so unnatural. All you can conclude is this is pure demonic influence. They have gone beyond your normal politics, your normal kind of, liberal ideology. This is stuff that you go, do you understand how nasty and foul this is? And you guys support this trash. Now, there's one of two things happening. Either God is telling us that I got your back and we're going to keep praying against this and push this mess back. Or he's saying, you know what? This is a way of bringing in the foulest, nastiest perversities in the last days that will shock people enough to say, man, God's coming back soon. That right there is unnatural. It's unnatural. It's beyond the pale of, well, everybody got issues. That's something foul. And so every Christian needs to hear that sermon, and every black person need to hear this tonight, my whole live stream. And any white liberals you got, to show them that black folks aren't stupid and they don't need rescuing by a whole bunch of arrogant, fake behind white liberals who pretend that they're humble because they recognize their white privilege. And they're going to help save us because of recognizing their white privilege. God bless y'all. God bless America. Boy. Man, I went 147. Oh, good grief. And the Steelers game is on over here, and I didn't even watch it because I was caught up in dishing out nothing but knuckle sandwiches to these nasty Democrats. And I mean, they nasty. You saw the ad, packed with lies and demonic, demons, man. So God bless you. And God bless America. There's room at the altar. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. Follow me on all the other social media platforms. And also text MAGA to that number. And if you want to support the channel, you can by clicking my PayPal, Cash App, or just visiting the corner store. And then finally, please subscribe to my alternative channel and be looking for some standalones that I'm going to be uploading real soon. All right. So God bless y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Let's bounce. Yeah, man. Yeah, I can't wait to crack some more. Yeah. Take care.